Hey my loves, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking in. If this is your first time here, you are welcome. Please do not forget to click on your subscribe button. Your subscribe button is just below this video. Please subscribe to my channel. After subscribing, I'm also going to beg you to click on your bell notification. Your bell notification is just beside the subscribe button and you'll be able to see it after you might have subscribed. Thank you so much to all my amazing subscribers. You guys are the best. God bless you.
I've never been exposed like this before.
What is happening in United States right now is no longer in news. Like, there is mass deportation going on in the United States right now. People are crying. Okay, people that have nowhere to go. Imagine living in a country for many years and now you are facing deportation. Okay, we see in Colombian government, like the Colombian government turns away 2 United States flights, okay, deportation flights. Each of these flights was said to carry about 80 people, and all of them are Colombian migrants. But the Colombian government turns away these flights because they think that the president of America didn't do the right thing. Okay, there should be some formal agreements and paper documentation that should go on first before deporting these people. There is like massive deportation that is officially going on right now in the United States. They are arresting immigrants from all over the places, like churches and malls, and everybody that is in the US and does not have proper documentation is currently facing like serious trauma right now. Okay, I'm going to leave you to watch the rest of the video. Okay, see the happenings around the world and how people are reacting to everything that is happening.
At a U.S. Army airfield in El Paso, exclusive video obtained by CBS News shows shackled detainees boarding a military cargo plane, one of 2 C-17s to depart the southern border carrying migrants, and landing in Guatemala Friday morning.
Deportation is going very well. We're getting the bad, hard criminals out.
The White House calls it the official start of their long-promised mass deportation campaign, posting video of Marines operating at the southern border. This week, the Pentagon announced the deployment of 1,500 service members to assist U.S. Border Patrol. Across the country, immigration agents arrested 538 undocumented migrants yesterday. That tops the average of 312 arrests per day during the Biden administration, and it includes 373 alleged criminal detainees. In Newark, ICE agents raided a business without a warrant.
We can't just let this happen and not say anything.
Newark's mayor slammed the operation.
We believe that there were 3 people who they say were undocumented that they detained, but they also detained folks that were, in fact, citizens of this country.
And we've just learned there was another deportation flight, a military aircraft bound to Mexico, planned this week, but it was denied access to land. A U.S. official tells CBS News that flight never took off. Nancy?
Nicole Saganga, thank you so much.
Hay mucha migra y todos están cayendo. No les recomiendo cruzar porque hay un chingo de... ¿A dónde va?
Mass deportations have begun. 3 airplanes have left full of migrants back into 2 different countries. 2 of those planes went to Guatemala. They landed. The one going to Mexico, the Mexican president is not allowing this plane to land. It is a military aircraft full of migrants, and the Mexican president, she is saying, no way, these people are not coming back to this country. Is she saying this because she's mad at Trump? Because Trump has been calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, and also he's saying he's going to place tariffs on this country if they don't abide by his rules? I don't know, but regardless, she herself let millions of migrants come into Mexico, cross freely into America. We couldn't say anything about that. They all were allowed to come in, but as now Trump has become president, he's starting to send migrants back to the country that they came from, and Mexico is saying, hey, they're not coming here. Do not land the plane here. Are other countries going to do the same thing? We know Venezuela, it's going to be hard to send the migrants back to Venezuela. Are other countries going to do that too? They're not going to accept the people who fled from those countries. Let me know what you think about that.
some of these comments actually caught my eyes, like people who are actually happy that there is something called deportation going on right now. Okay, a lot of Americans are really in support of this move. They are practically in support of the president by whatsoever decision that he has taken. They're like, you guys should leave our country.
NBC News has also learned this morning that the country of Colombia has recently turned away 2 deportation flights from the United States. Each of those flights held about 80 people, all Colombian migrants, according to a defense official. The aircraft, which were American military C-17s, were initially cleared to land in Colombia, but the president, Gustavo Petro, revoked diplomatic clearances for all U.S. flights, meaning no military or ICE flights will now be allowed to land. On Thursday, Mexico also denied access to American aircraft to land with migrants. On Friday, Guatemala allowed 3 American aircraft carrying migrants to land.
Mass deportation is happening in Los Angeles right now, so stay inside. San Diego, stay inside. Carry your birth certificate with you, carry your passport with you. We know that even having documents showing that you are legal is not enough. They're still putting legal citizens in detention centers and saying, oh, well, we thought your documents were fake. Stay inside. If you're not white, stay inside. And that is a horrible thing to have just come out of my mouth. I hate this damn country.
The White House saying they're initially targeting undocumented immigrants who have committed violent crimes. But Homan acknowledges not everyone swept up in the raids fits that profile. And he has a stark warning to anyone who's in the country illegally.
So is this what we will see every single day, ending in what the president has promised is millions and millions being deported?
I have an update about all the deportations and the mass raids that are happening across the country. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say all of this in English at first, and then I'll translate it in Spanish for anybody who doesn't know English. That being said, let's dive right into it. So if you guys haven't already heard, Claudia Sheinbaum, who is the Mexican president, recently refused an entire deportation flight from the United States. And she completely derailed Cheeto's plans. I'm not surprised that she did this because she also said that she is opposed to Cheeto taking unilateral action to implement restrictive immigration standards. This is not a surprise to me that she did this because she has said that she opposes Cheeto taking unilateral action to implement restrictive immigration standards, including the reinstatement of a remain in Mexico policy that forces migrants to stay in that country while they wait adjudication of asylum claims. Flying deportees into a foreign country requires the cooperation of the nation's government, and Mexico declined to give consent. And guess what? She isn't the only one, because now Gustavo Petro, who is the president of Colombia, has followed suit, and he actually tweeted this: U.S. cannot treat Colombian migrants as criminals. I deny the entry of American planes carrying Colombian migrants into our territory. The United States must establish a protocol for the dignified treatment of migrants before we receive them. So now it looks like Colombia and Mexico are standing on business, and they're like, hey, if you want to get this done, you need to sit down and discuss a plan, because if not, it's not happening. Ahora, para los que no sepan inglés, recientemente Claudia Sheinbaum, que es la presidenta de México, rechazó un vuelo de deportación que iba a México. Y ese acto de Claudia ha descarrilado todos los planes que tenía el Cheto de sus deportaciones. Ahora, nada de esto me sorprendió, porque Claudia ha dicho que se opone a que Cheto adopte medidas unilaterales para implementar normas migratorias restrictivas. Incluida está la restauración de una política de permanencia en México. Obliga a los migrantes a quedarse en ese país mientras esperan la resolución de sus solicitudes de asilo. También Claudia está dejando en claro que el traslado de deportados a un país extranjero requiere la cooperación del gobierno del país, que México se va a negar a cooperar. Lo mejor de todo esto, que no es solo México que está haciendo eso, ahora Colombia está haciendo lo mismo. Que el presidente Gustavo Petro salió con esto y dijo: los Estados Unidos no pueden tratar como delincuentes a los migrantes colombianos. Desautorizó la entrada de aviones norteamericanos con migrantes colombianos a nuestro territorio. Los Estados Unidos deben establecer un protocolo de tratamiento digno a los migrantes antes que los recibamos nosotros. ¡Aplauso! Ahora, chismosas, imagínate si más países se unen a esto. Imagine if more countries unite and do the same thing. That would be an absolute nightmare to Cheeto, and I'm here for it. That being said, chismosas, I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to like and follow for more gossip, chisme, and all things cheap.
People are being arrested, like they are going as far as going to churches, going to malls. A lot of immigrants are all living in fear right now. Like, people are even volunteering to leave without being asked to leave. Okay, a lot of people are leaving even when they have not even asked them to leave. They just want to leave to avoid some embarrassment. And a lot of people that went for vacation outside of the United States cannot come back again because the borders has been shut down. These are people that went to Canada to maybe for holidays. They have been shut out of the United States.
Today, ICE went to a church in the state of Georgia and they ended up arresting an undocumented immigrant after he stepped out of the church. Before I continue, please share this video to help spread the word. 30 minutes after noon, ICE agents showed up to a church in Tucker, Georgia, which is about 15 miles northeast of Atlanta, Georgia, while a preacher was giving a sermon. They couldn't get in because the doors were locked and they ended up presenting documents to the pastor who said no. The agents then waited for their target to leave church and arrest him. Now, I would like to point out that it's being reported that their target had an ankle monitor. This incident comes just days after the Trump administration removed protections for sensitive locations like churches, schools, hospitals from CBP and ICE. Local leaders have expressed their concerns over the fears this creates within the immigrant community, emphasizing the disruption to safe places like places of worship. What do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments, share this video to help spread the word, and make sure you're following me on all platforms so I can continue to keep you guys updated.
Migrants have been pictured in chains boarding a military aircraft in the United States to be theoretically deported. This was after Mexico refused a request for a US plane to land in Mexico with illegal immigrants. I guess Donald Trump is trying to send a message. In fact, his press secretary literally said President Trump is sending a strong and clear message to the entire world. If you illegally enter the United States of America, you will face severe consequences. What do you think about it?
I want to make some things crystal clear. This country without immigrants is about to get really, really expensive. Really expensive. Because this administration, let's break down some math for you. This administration says that they want to deport 20 million people. They want to start on day one, right now, deporting 20 million people from the United States. You know what is the estimate of how many undocumented people, the generous estimate of how many undocumented people there are in this country? 14 million. So they want to deport 20 million, but that's their target number. But there's only 14 million undocumented. What do you think that means? They're going to go after legal status. They're going to go after people who are presently documented. They're going to try to make them undocumented and deport them too.
Now, I know y'all love some good gossip and some tea. So I'm going to give y'all some. I hear the word on the street is that the new American dream is actually to leave America. Because why do I want to stay in a place where I'm not welcome? And so I posted something on Threads yesterday, and folks was all on my comment section talking about something. We need to fight. Fuck a fight. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to live in peace. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to just be surviving. I want to thrive. I don't want to have to go to the emergency room or go to the doctor and then be left with a $2,500 bill wondering how I'm going to pay it. I don't want to pay a $500 electric bill no more. I don't want to pay a $350 water bill no more. No, I want to live in peace. I don't want to eat food that's manufactured in a lab. I want to eat watermelons with seeds. I don't want to eat food that's from bioengineered ingredients filled with all these pesticides and antibiotics. I don't want that. I want to live in peace. I'm tired of fighting. Are you?
It's a whole lot of emotions all over the world. Like, nobody planned for this. Imagine living in a country for many years only to start facing deportation right now. You do not know where to start your life all over. A lot of people will be separated from their parents. A lot of people will be separated from their children. This is actually a heartbreaking moment for everybody, because I know in every country you must have either one or two persons living in the United States. which most of them do not have proper documentation yet, and they are currently facing deportation. My heart goes out to everyone who is in this situation right now. All I can say to you is do not lose hope, okay? Do not do any drastic thing that you will regret later. Just be focused and keep praying to God for a better life. You cannot even tell, maybe God is using this opportunity to give you another life, like a better life. Thank you so much if you watch up to this moment. I'm going to see you on my next one. Until then, I love you so much. Stay tuned. Bye.